You took your time getting here, didn't you?
Mr. Rigby!
My son's in there. She's serving booze to underage kids.
Mr. Rigby, if you knew your son was in there, why don't you go in and get him?
Because his evidence is there. I want her charged.
Oh, Maggie.
Well...
Oh, the legend.
If I catch you snooping around my pub one more time, I'm going to call the police.
Hey, what's going on?
These kids, they sneak in for the band. I spotted him. He's got no ID, so out he goes.
Just settle down and
Well,
we'll
you
talk
know
about
how
it.
vigilant
Yes,
I am.
Oh, what a load of bull.
You're
Stay out of
kid,
it,
is
Mr.
he?
Rigby.
What are you going to do about this,
Mr.
bitch?
Rigby,
You should take my car!
Is she all right? Is there any word?
Constable Doyle's still at the hospital with us. She'll let us know as soon as she can.
I knew this was going to happen. I told your officers and I told her.
Leave me out of it. It's got nothing to do with me.
Shouldn't you be back with that band? The performance is nearly over.
You just watch how you talk.
Down, both of you. I know everybody's a bit upset at the moment, but if we could just calm down, I'm sure we can sort
The
everything.
girl's still in with the doctor. There's no obvious sign of physical
What about
injury.
that
The blood was
screaming?
fake. They reckon it's
Oh,
shock.
well.
Constable Doyle's going to bring it back
Christ
when
for
they're
that.
finished.
You won't be needing me anymore.
Not so fast, Carla. Come back here. You've got
Sergeant, what are you
questions
going to do
to
about these sick
This is ridiculous. What have I done wrong?
Just behave yourself. You don't have to
Concentrate on the ladies back in their cage.
What's the point, dear? I didn't know the police were there.
My office, thank you. What were you doing in the pub?
I told you what he was doing there.
Mr. Rigby, I'm asking Glenn. When I want your input, I'll let you know, all right? Answer the question.
I went there to catch the MCD gig. And I never drank anything but Coke.
Jesus, let me smell your breath.
Dad, get off me!
Don't you push me.
All right, that's enough. Tell me about this band.
They're great. They're really good. They've been going about 2 months and I haven't missed a gig yet.
See what I mean? They're completely bloody obsessed, a lot of them.
You just hate their music.
Is that what you call it, so-called music? You seen the lyrics of this stuff, this so-called music? It's evil, it's depraved.
Thank you. You know you're not allowed to be in a pub?
I wasn't drinking.
Doesn't matter, you're underage. It's against the law for you to be on licensed premises.
Well, the band only play pubs and it's the only chance I get to see them, Sergeant.
I can't help that, son. I'm explaining the law to you. If you break it, you're in trouble. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Oh, yes.
All right, we'll let it go at that.
That's fine, Sergeant, that's real fine. But what you going to do about that band?
MCD. They're called mad cow disease. All right. Oh, thanks, Trevor. Gee, it's a class act you've got there, Carla. I mean, they've already come to the attention of the St David's police.
And what's that got to do with me?
Well, I think getting in a thrash band to attract underage drinkers has got plenty to do with you.
Well, that's a lie.
Is it now? How long you got them booked?
They're here for the week.
A week? Well, why don't I take this opportunity to reacquaint you with your responsibilities as a licensee?
Don't quote the law at me.
Yeah.
I know it backwards.
Yeah?
I provide entertainment for young people. It's practically a public service.
Good on you. Tell that to the young lady.
I was just there with my mates, listening to the music. It was pretty wild. Everyone was bouncing around.
All right, now, Michelle, have you ever been to one of these, what's it called?
MCD.
MCD concerts before?
No. Everyone at work was raving about them. They're right, too. They're wicked.
Michelle, what happened when the fake blood was thrown over you?
I'm not sure. I was dancing and then I was wet and I looked down and I
all
thought...
right. Now, can you identify the bloke or person who might have done this?
I was watching the drummer because he's...
Wicked?
Wicked, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know who did it.
All right, well, you don't seem very upset now.
I was their bloodstained angel. They could have picked any girl in the room. They chose me.
I gave Carla a warning and I just left it at that.
Next time we'll come down on like a ton of bricks.
Boss, Michelle in there, she can't identify her assailant and she doesn't want to get the band into trouble because...
They're wicked.
Yeah, they're wicked.
Well, she wasn't actually physically hurt, was she?
Right, all right. Take a seat there. I'll be with you in a minute.
Come on.
Oh, God.
Yeah, well, the boys from St David said they draw trouble like flies or something.
According to Jay Rigby, they're the devil's
Well,
disciples.
word wouldn't go astray, would
I
it?
think we might just send them home.
Sergeant, I manage the band. We want to get this unfortunate incident sorted out as soon as possible.
And you are...
Diamond, Sergeant. Lucy Diamond.
Is that a joke?
No, it's the business I'm in. This is our lead singer, Jess Cameron.
All right, ladies first. Miss Cameron, come on through.
Hi there.
How are you?
Good. What are you doing?
You know, catching bad guys. What are you up to?
Well, I was going to go into St David's and pick up a few things. I thought you might want to come.
I can't, I'm working. Catch you tonight for a drink, though?
I'm a bit short till Thursday.
Oh, yeah. No problem.
I threw the stuff. Why should I bother denying it?
Do you realise that constitutes an assault?
We use a lot of drama during the gig. When we sing Bloodstained Angel, someone gets the so-called blood. The fans know it. Some of them even queue up for it.
It's a bit off, isn't it?
I just write what's true. I saw this blonde angel bopping around at the front. I thought, volunteer.
But she wasn't a volunteer, was she? She was hysterical by the time she reached us.
Is she making things heavy?
Well, for some odd reason, she doesn't want to lay charges.
Well, what's the problem then?
You get the right music, the right talent, the right manager, you're on a winner.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're packing out the pubs, why waste your time in a small place like Mount Thomas?
Discipline. We're tight, but we've got to get tighter before we tackle a big smoke. Besides, it's a good area to build up support base. Kids round here stand for live bands.
Yeah, you can say that again, that's for sure.
Jez, everything sorted out?
Not really, Mr. Diamond. I've decided to issue a caution this time. But it does concern me that you use these stunts in your act. You could have caused a riot.
Look, it's important we do this week at the commercial. Tell me what you need.
Well, no more stunts for a start.
Done.
Lucy?
Just sing your stuff, kid. We don't need the gimmicks.
I want all IDs checked at the door. No more underage fans.
Well, that's up to Carl, isn't it?
True it is. But if I find any underage fans there, I'll be closing her down. So I'd encourage her if I were you.
That was the voice of the Golden West. I wanted to know if the lead singer from MCD's been charged.
Well, there's no fast word travels in a small town.
If that was a cheap attempt to use my police station as a publicity gimmick, I wouldn't make that mistake again if I were you.
Wouldn't dream of it, Sergeant.
Go on, deny it.
You're damn right I deny
Well,
it.
I wouldn't expect you to have
Oh,
the
look,
guts
come
to
on,
actually
out you
admit
go,
it. Two
out.
can play dirty, you know.
Listen, if you insinuate that once more, I am going to go and call my lawyer.
You're not the only one with a lawyer, darling.
Well, at least I don't resort to pushing alcoholic lolly water onto teeny bottles.
Sour grapes. This place is so boring, even the flies leave before closing.
What's going on?
Oh, right on cue. Don't you play the innocent with me. You've got a dish down for every watchdog in the joint. Sergeant.
What was that all about?
Oh, she thinks you're giving her a hard time on my account.
She better not think it too loudly.
Oh, don't worry about it. The day I need help with Carla Butch, I'll chuck it in. Do you want a beer?
Yeah.
Just can't believe you get all this.
Hey, you've been busy.
I have been so bad. Oh, I'll model it all for you later.
I'm looking forward to that.
Are we going out somewhere?
I don't know.
I don't really feel like it.
Guys?
No, I'm going to have an early night, thanks.
Dash?
Don't ask Dash, it's past her bedtime, isn't it?
Well, actually, I have free tickets to the MCD concert tonight. Courtesy
Didn't anyone
of
ever
Lucy.
tell you never to take anything from strange people?
We could take a couple of tickets off your hands. MCD are fantastic.
Oh, all right. Well, we better get going then.
Let's do it.
Right, you young fuck have a really nice time.
Yeah, warm your next up before you do any of that slamming business.
You could get yourself a boyfriend, Dash, then we could double date.
All I know is he's gone. He must have got out through the bedroom window.
You locked him in his bedroom. He's 16 years old.
I know it sounds terrible, but he's out of control. How else am I supposed to discipline him?
Any idea when he left?
He was gone this morning when I went to wake him for school.
Well, what about a ring round of his mates?
I don't even know who they are anymore.
McKinley, you didn't happen to see young Glenn at that concert last night, did you?
No, I would have pinched him if he was there. Anyway, Carla had someone on the door and she was checking kids' IDs.
All right, we can keep an eye out for him, but as I said, he's 16 years old. He's legally entitled to come and go as he pleases. He'll probably turn up as soon as he's cooled
Sergeant,
down.
don't walk away from this. This band's got to be stopped.
Mr. Rigby.
You've got no idea how he's changed since you've been listening to this music.
I've already spoken to the band and I've warned them. I can hardly charge them with being popular.
It's the music. The lyrics are all about hate and death. That's what they're selling, and those kids are lapping it up.
McKinley?
Yeah, well, the songs are a bit rough, but that's what you'd expect. It's thrash
Glenn's
music.
been listening to this bloody CD over and over and over again for hours on end. You know what that would be doing to his mind?
What, a CD? I thought this mob was just starting out.
Oh, homemade, they sell it at their gigs.
He's not the same kid anymore. You should see his room. It's a bloody nightmare.
There really isn't anything I can do.
You're a father, aren't you? Why don't you come round and see for yourself? I can't come in here anymore. I can't bear it.
This is all Glenn's work, huh?
Yeah, it started the day after he bought that bloody CD.
I want to talk to that band again.
They didn't kidnap him, boss.
But you've seen his room. Obviously, they're his heroes.
Yeah, so?
So? Do you think that stuff in there's healthy?
No, the kid's obviously got problems, but whose fault's that?
That's what I want to find out.
Yeah, and you can't blame it on a CD that he bought a month ago.
Get me a copy of that CD. I want to hear that music for myself.
You can borrow mine. I got a copy the other night at the commercial. I like their music.
Do me a favour. When we're talking to them, don't ask for their autographs.
Oh, actually, I already got them.
Don't push your luck, McKinley.
He's not here.
You sure? He's a pretty big fan.
Sure, I'm sure. At least he doesn't let kids or anyone else near the place.
You do remember him, though?
I've seen him hanging around the gigs, that's all. Well, I don't see what this has to do with us. Or are you just looking for an excuse?
We're just trying to find a missing boy, Miss Cameron.
Yeah, your mates in St David's didn't like my music much either.
Really? I think you're pretty cool.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, the lyrics are a bit black, though. Lots of anger.
I write songs about the way things are. If you want sweetness and light, go rent The Sound of Music.
Cool. I don't understand it. You can't actually tell me you enjoy that sort of stuff.
Yeah, why not?
So negative.
Well, let's face it, the world's sick, future's bleak, parents can't be trusted. And coppers are there to hate.
Did you get one?
Partial, maybe.
I'll get fingerprints over, see if they can lift it off.
Here you go's a list of similar acts and facts from IBA.
I don't know what you people were doing. I'll leave the station for half an hour.
I saw Mrs. Adams reckons she might have seen some kids hanging around the corner of Hetherington Way.
Do you know any of them?
She's as blind as a bat.
Well, I'll do a photo board anyway. Just do it, will you please, Cooper? A few people can't keep a proper eye on things. You're just going to have to live with it. McKinley?
Yeah?
As soon as fingerprints are finished with the car, take it over to Cell D'Angelo and see if we can get this mess off.
Righto.
Mess? If you ask me, it's a bit of an improvement.
Carla.
You asked me down here, what can I do for you? No bloody way.
Just asking for friendly cooperation.
By asking me to cancel my major draw card. Why do you think I get bands in? Bar sales. If you think I'm going to take a loss just to suit you, you've got another thing.
Does it have to be this band? I mean, they're nothing but trouble.
Says who? You said the slate was clean yesterday.
Look, you can't tell me you actually like that sort of stuff.
Oh, between you and me, I put cotton wool in my ears and keep my eye on the till.
That's not what I mean. What about the influence they're having? I mean, you saw our vehicle out there.
Oh, so that's their fault now, is it?
I don't know. But they're obviously contributing to this really unhealthy atmosphere about the town at the moment.
If you had the slightest bit of proof, you wouldn't be asking me. You'd be telling me. Now, I won't be cancelling them. As a matter of fact, I've upped the ante. I've offered them 2 weekends a month. They're good for business.
Dreadful bloody record. In God's name.
I want to hear their music for myself. Those were your exact words, boss.
You haven't got any cotton wool in your ears now. Listen to this rubbish.
Well, they said the same thing about Elvis.
Hardly the same thing. Is that something about revolution?
It's called Bloodstained Angel.
Yep.
There's a smell of revolution and a boy who has no name, and the fire inside your fingers can light the perfect flame.
Sounds pretty harmless to me.
Sounds absolutely ridiculous to me, but it's not all that harmless when you mix it together with this racket.
Oh, so you think that kids listen to this stuff and then they go out on the rampage?
Well, I wouldn't be too quick to rule that out. Your barman just rang there's a car on fire at the front of your hotel.
Any joy?
No, not yet. I mean, plenty of people came running when the car went up, but nobody was seen near it.
Well, these psychos usually like to hang around, though.
Hey, look who I found.
Oh, Keenan, mate, you like a bit of a fire, don't you?
I never done it, Mr. Hashem.
Well, that's the first time I've heard that.
I was inside when it happened. Saw it through the window. It was real big.
So you were the only one who saw it.
It went up all at once. Oh, like magic. I reckon he had a drip torch, ran a line of Kero and lit it over there.
Who are we talking
bloody
about?
good.
Who are we talking about, Keenan?
Never saw him. He's taken that car out without touching another vehicle. It's a perfect fire.
Come again? How did he describe the fire?
Perfect. He said it was perfect.
Yeah, now, the fire brigade have confirmed it was premeditated. You probably got a drip torch and, what?
Nothing. No, nothing.
Here we go, that stupid song Bloodstained Angel. Listen to these lyrics. And the fire inside your fingers can light the perfect flame.
Yeah?
Perfect fire, perfect flame.
No, well, Sykes isn't an MCD fan. We asked him.
Yeah, but there are plenty of people out there who are, and these are just the sort of lyrics that encourage their fans to go out there and realise their fantasy.
And Jim Morrison said, come on, baby, light my fire. Maybe we should go and round up his fans as well.
Light my fire. For God's sake, McKinley, light my fire was metaphorical. I mean, it didn't have the lyrics. There's a smell of revolution and a boy who has no name.
Right, so you reckon it might be connected to the graffiti?
Oh, it's a bit of a stretch of the imagination.
Listen, that stupid Von Daniken alien on the car, I mean, that could symbolise somebody having no name.
You took her a pretty sick individual, though, wouldn't we?
Or a big fan of MCD.
It's just what I'm thinking.
Mr. Rigby, you said that Glenn changed after he got hold of the Mad Cow CD. You know, how did he change?
He stopped playing football for one, and he dumped his old friends and got a bunch of new mates, and they were damn weird.
Why?
You couldn't even pass the time of day with them. They'd come straight in here, go and lock themselves in Glenn's bedroom and stay in there for hours at a time.
But that's actually normal teenage stuff. I used to do that as a kid. My mum got really worried.
No, this was different. They were like a secret society or something, you know? They'd collect all that band stuff and play that bloody CD over and over again.
Yeah, but Mr. Rigby, did they ever do anything other than listen to the music? Did they ever try to act out the lyrics of the songs?
Yeah, well, I came home from work one day and they'd got a store dummy, you know, that you use in shop windows, and they were burning it over there in the backyard.
You know why?
They said it was an angel.
So now we've got 2 acts of criminal damage somehow linked to this song, and we've got a missing boy who likes to act out the words. Still think it's a bit of harmless fun?
Boss, we've had a burglary down at the high school tuck shop.
Oh, God, the standard of the sausage rolls must have improved.
Yeah, close, McKinley. 2 dozen meat pies, soft drink, some sweets and some cash.
All right, off you go, Cooper McKinley.
Don't you want me to help with the Bloodstained Angel? I know the scene.
Far too well, if you ask me. Just go.
But if it was me, I'd be looking at the next line of lyrics. Well, you talked me into it. Boss, you know I hate to interfere, but I think she's got a point.
She stands alone watching the dead. Her wings are broken, her tears are red. Bloodstained angel.
Better see if anybody knows anything about it. Find anybody. Excuse me. Yeah, you too.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, excuse me.
Yeah, you too.
We're investigating a case of vandalism over here. Have you seen anything at all?
No.
You noticed anybody strange hanging around the cemetery today?
No, I don't know anything about this.
Okay, well, could I grab your name?
Well, what do you want that for? I haven't seen anything.
You might think of something later. Name?
Toomey. Paul Toomey.
Yeah, thanks for that. Thought I knew of the name Paul Toomey. Rang a bell at the Gazette too. Used to be a journalist. Pretty successful one, apparently.
Oh, you wouldn't know it to look at him now, would you?
No, I had a breakdown. Started making up stories, so I got the old heave-ho.
No, I thought they got promotions for that journalist.
What's he doing in Mount Thomas, anyway? We're trying to resurrect his career at the Gazette.
Well, they haven't heard from him.
He told me he came out here for peace and quiet. I'd hate to see him in distress.
Did you get an address?
Staying at the steam packet, apparently.
God help him. Keep an eye on him.
Yes, Dash?
We've had a look-see at the tuck shop and there's sign of forced entry, but it's pretty crude. It's kids, I reckon.
Tell him to wrap it up and come home.
All right, received that. The boss wants you to come home.
Okay, there is something I'd like to check out first, if I could.
What's that?
I'd say they're after survival rations. There's an old caretaker's cottage in the park right behind the school. That's where I'd be going.
Would you like to explain how you came by all this money? The pies? All the other stuff?
Does he have to be here?
Yes, he does. Now tell me about the tuck shop.
I was hungry.
What were you planning to do?
I don't know, get away to Melbourne, I suppose. I was gonna wait until dark and hitch.
But first you wanted to get your own back, right? So you graffitied one of our vehicles, torched another car down at the commercial hotel, then vandalised that angel in the cemetery.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do any of that.
Well, we know about the song, mate.
You were bringing it to life, weren't you? Getting your revenge against all the people who'd hurt you, hurt the band.
I don't know what you're talking about. I said I did the tuck shop and that's it.
For God's sake, son, tell him the truth.
I am. I just did. Why won't you believe me?
I'd like to believe you. What's going to happen to him?
Oh, he'll get a caution about the tuck shop burglary. But the other matters are still very much under investigation. He could find himself facing a whole lot of other charges.
You can't just say I did something when I didn't. You're my father. Say something.
What do you expect me to say?
Yeah, right. Be on their side. Thanks, Dad.
Well, he's not planning to make things too easy for us, is
I
he?
don't know about that boss. He'd put his hand up for the tuck shop job.
He didn't have much choice in the matter, did he?
Yeah, I mean, he's practically licking the crumbs off his fingers when we caught him.
In other words, he's acting exactly as you'd expect him to. A silly, guilty kid, right?
What's your point?
My point is the rest of it. Blowing up the car, vandalising the cemetery. It's not exactly kid stuff, is it?
Neither is the junk in his bedroom.
Boss, are you sure you're not getting tunnel vision about this?
Maggie, the word fan, it comes from fanatic, and now this kid is a fanatic about this band.
Yeah, but boss, I'm just asking who else has the most to gain out of all of this?
The band, of course.
Exactly. It's a simple equation. The more of these incidents, the more notorious they become, the bigger the box office.
So you think we've got the wrong person in there?
Boss, he's just a kid. It's way out of his league.
So who should we be talking to?
I'd start with Jez Cameron.
Again.
Cameron? Miss Cameron, what's the matter? Dash, will you go and take a look, please? Maggie! It's a deadly double feature. She's a fatal kind of friend. Like a poor, dumb, helpless creature, she will get you in the end. Did you write those words, Miss Cameron?
Of course I wrote them. That's what it says, doesn't it?
You're a regular poet. Do you think they might have anything to do with what happened to your rabbit?
What are you saying? That I killed my own pet? Look, the poor thing was fine when I left this morning. When I got back this afternoon...
So it's just yourself and Mr. Diamond staying at this farm?
And the rest of the band. They stay in the house. I've got the caravan.
But when you arrived back, you were alone?
That's what I thought.
So where were Mr. Diamond and the rest of the band?
In town. Look, what are you trying to
Miss
suggest?
Cameron, we're not trying to suggest anything. We're just trying to find out what happened.
Well, I know what happened. Now I just want my rabbit back. I'd like to bury it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Our forensic people are looking at it.
You didn't ask me.
Miss Cameron, in a situation like
You
this...
had no right! That belonged to my boyfriend.
Your boyfriend?
He died.
I'm sorry.
It happens.
I'll make sure your rabbit's returned as soon as we've finished with it. Miss Cameron, can you think of anyone who might want to do something like this?
You're the one that's chasing crazy kids. You tell me.
Right.
Excuse me, boss.
What?
I just...
It's all right, go on. I want a complete list of your movements from the moment you woke up this morning until we picked you up.
What's this all about?
Jez Cameron's pet rabbit has been killed, Mr. Rigby. Slaughtered with a kitchen knife in its hutch. Somebody's really plugged into this thrash rock garbage.
He wouldn't do something like that, Sergeant.
So what was it, Glenn? Another way of showing your devotion to Jez Cameron? Pity, she's out there in tears because you've murdered her pet. Glenn!
Jez,
Hey!
Jez, it wasn't me. Come on, you believe me. I wouldn't hurt you. Come on, you believe me, don't you? Your band's awesome.
All
I
right,
really
all right, that's
like...
enough.
Whatever
Take him
they
back
charge him
inside.
with,
I
you're
didn't do it.
responsible. You filled his head with this twisted rubbish. Now look at him.
Thanks, Mr. Rigby.
It shouldn't have stopped at your rabbit. It should have been you.
All right, you, my office now.
Tell him.
All right. Someone's been stalking me.
Righto. How long's this been going on?
Not long. Couple of days.
Well, why didn't you tell us this before?
I thought I might have been imagining it. Till I found my rabbit.
Do you know the person?
No.
Not till now.
Me? That's ridiculous.
Really? Well, you sounded pretty serious out there, Mr. Rigby.
No, it's just talk. Look, I'm not a violent person.
Where were you this morning, Mr. Rigby?
Nowhere near her place, that's for sure. Look, this is a waste of time.
Just answer the question, please.
Oh, I was at home just pottering about.
Didn't anyone see you?
It wasn't me. Look, it was probably Glenn or one of those kids whose mind she's twisted. If you want to put a stop to this, you get rid of her and that band.
Or maybe you should start looking a little closer to home.
What are you talking about?
If you really want to fix things with your son, don't you think it's time you started taking a few steps of your own?
Well, it makes perfect sense to me. If Jay Rigby can put the fear of God into these people, they might just leave town.
Did Jez Cameron strike you as the leave town type? Hardly.
If you hadn't sprung out, do you reckon she would have told us about that dead rabbit?
No, I doubt it. She hates coppers.
It's got to be the kid.
I don't buy it. Maybe he's pretty sick. He's totally devoted to that woman. I don't believe he'd try and hurt her.
Yeah, but would Jez Cameron go and kill her own pet?
So who does this leave us with?
I don't know, Termy.
Mysterious journalist.
Not a fan, mate?
Cheers.
You're still not about this publicity thing, are you, Doyle?
Why couldn't it be?
You saw how upset she was about that pet.
Boss making things up is what she does
And
for a
the
living.
stalker.
Great way of deflecting our attention.
Nevertheless, we can't afford to take any chances. I want you and McKinley to go back out to the farm, see if there's any sign of anybody hanging around out there.
Shouldn't someone talk to the other band members?
Yeah, all right, take Cooper. And for God's sake, be careful.
Yeah, always.
I'm deadly serious about this. Have you seen the rest of these lyrics?
Yeah, here we go. There's a taste of retribution on a copper-coloured sky when your love is dead and buried. It's the law that has to die.
As far as I know, we are the only law around here, so keep your heads down.
You seen any of that mad cow lot?
They took a break. Don't ask me where they went. They live on pizza.
So they've got no idea when they're coming back.
I don't know. But I'm getting pretty sick of this. This is harassment.
This is our job.
Go and do it somewhere else. Whatever's going on, it's not happening here. Get down.
Sold with a deadly weapon against a bass drum and a PA system. Boy, that's
Yeah.
going to sound good in court, isn't it?
Sound good. Yep.
What do you reckon, Shoddy?
Yeah, I reckon it's a shotgun, but you have to wait for ballistics.
And the shooter? Any sighting?
No, the room was empty, so I must have ducked out the side door.
What's the connection with the lyrics? You can't apply them to assassination of a musical instrument, can you?
You're probably right. This has got to be a one-off.
Boss, they check on Jez Cameron.
Well, come up with anything?
Nothing recorded, but the disc office has her as an associate of one Jason Bradshaw, now deceased.
That must be the boyfriend she was talking about.
She also happened to mention he was up on a charge of trafficking heroin. Would have done 25 years, but he OD'd when he's on bail.
Doesn't mean she's done anything wrong.
Except she blamed everything on the police. At the inquest, she made all sorts of threats against coppers.
Who's that Maggie and Dash out there?
Well, I could go over there and check over that way. No, because Mrs. Tennyson thought she saw someone out here in the bush yesterday. Well, what are we looking for? Flattened undergrowth, cigarette butts, fingerprints. Oh, cut him off. Go, go! Maggie. Come on, let's go.
I got lost. I was bird watching.
Okay, so Mr. Tim, if we examine the film in that camera, is that what we're going to find? Birds.
You're a journalist, aren't you, Mr. Tim?
X. I have done nothing wrong.
You were seen hanging around Jez Cameron's place with this camera and a telescopic lens. That doesn't sound very X to me. Right, Constable, we'll be charging Mr. Toomey with being unlawfully on premises. You organise a warrant, please.
But what are you doing that for?
Because you're not being very cooperative, which means I think that you're hiding something. That's why, Mr. Toomey.
All right. All right, I was just trying to revive my career, that's all.
Okay, what happened?
I got a tip-off. A new rock band that's going places. Cult following, a lead singer with a past worth exploring.
Now, who tipped you off?
I don't know, it was anonymous. It was.
Mr. Toomey, how did you know about Jez's past?
I am still capable of doing a bit of research. I was told something bad was going to go down, connected to Jez Cameron, the Bloodstained Angel.
Where were you this morning, Mr. Toomey?
I wasn't stalking her, I was after photos.
Do you own a gun?
Of course not.
Get that warrant organised, thanks, Constable. No, I think he's talking crap.
You don't think that he was chasing a story then?
No, I think you were right.
Aha, you're a witness.
No, hang on. Partly right. Now,
You was too good to be
hang
true.
on. I think it was a publicity stunt, but I don't think it was set up by the band.
Who then?
Try this. Well, Toomey's bumming around St David's. Right now, into town from MCD. Now, he snoops around this Jez Cameron and finds out about this dead boyfriend. So he commits these crimes to create the story.
Where's he off to?
I think he went to the bank.
Do you think it just holds up?
No, he's got no alibi. Yeah, I reckon it holds up.
Hi, Stace. Yeah, me. Yeah, look, no, I've got to be quick. You know that bill I asked you to pay yesterday? Yeah, well, I've just been to the bank and there's no money left in my account. Right, okay. Well, you could have asked me, you know. Yeah, all right. Listen, I'll see you tonight. Okay, yep, bye.
St Thomas 209 to VKC. Shots fired on Penhope Road. Repeat, shots fired on Penhope Road opposite the bank.
Hey, you need to go to the hospital?
No, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Mr. Toomey, thanks for coming in. Nice talking with you. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, I'll be back whenever I can.
Well, it was a nice theory, PJ.
Yeah, it's a pity that Toomey was here while Adam was being shot at.
Are you sure he didn't have any prior warning that this shooting was going to happen?
He knew nothing about it. In the other incidents, he swears he was never given any details in advance. He was just told to be at certain places at certain times to get his story.
There's that list of shotgun owners you wanted me to conduct. That was quick. Sorry, pressed the wrong button. Look who's down the bottom, will you? There.
Mr. Rigby, you the registered owner of a shotgun?
Yes.
Where is it?
What am I supposed to have done?
Just produce the weapon, please, sir.
You should be there.
There's no one else out the back. Mr. Rigby, where's your son, please?
Well, it should be in the bedroom.
Dash? No, he's not here.
Any sign of the boy? All right, well, look, McKinley's working up a list of known associates. Stand by me.
Soggy's going to be here in about 10:15 and Inspector Faulkner's on his way from St David's.
Yeah, all right, thank you. In the meantime, Nick, check out all roads leading out of Mount Thomas.
Boss, I just thought of something else. Shouldn't someone at the band know that a fan's got a shotgun and just run out of lyrics?
Come on, this boy loves the band.
Which is why he could be planning to take them all with him.
Yeah, all right, you better warn them. Come on, where's this list of associates? I want to pass it on to Nick and Maggie. Come on, quick as you can.
Boss,
Stand by.
Boss, I've got a possible side. This kid, he was on the highway trying to get a lift, he was.
Well, did he get one?
I don't know.
Are you sure you're all right?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Well, you better get back out to Penhope Road. We still need a positive ID of Glenn as the shooter. OK, Nick, you still there? Here we go. Daniel William
No, I'm
Baldwin.
fine. I just,
Lot 2B,
got shot
Farnham
at,
Road,
but
Mount Thomas.
Could have been killed.
Peter
I thought you'd
James
be in the
Thompson,
hospital at
16
least.
Plato. Well, it's not for want of trying, believe me. 16
There you
Plato
go then, why
Road,
don't you come
St.
home?
David's.
while I
No,
look
I'm
after you?
fine. I'll
Dudley.
be all right, you know.
Look, if you want to go with
Look,
Stace...
I just want to get on with my work, okay?
no, Nick. No, we've got a Dudley,
Stace,
Ronald
Stace.
Edwards, Sandy Creek Road, Mount
I'm
Thomas.
sorry, okay?
Stephen
Look,
Hubert Hanson, rear of 22
just-
Main Street, Mount
I just want to
Thomas.
get back to work, okay?
Raymond Bartholomew, 101 Stanhope Road, Mount Thomas. Michael Lindsay Morgan, Mount Thomas Motor Park, 83 Main Street.
I'll see you at home.
Get all those?
So, Glenn, where's the gun?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm
What
talking
gun?
about your dad's gun. Now, let's stop playing games here. You tell me what you did with it.
I never took a gun.
Why did you take a shot at Constable Cooper, Glenn?
I didn't. It wasn't me.
No. Glenn, what time did you leave the house?
2:30. He said he was going to burn all my MCD stuff.
Right, I'll ask you again. Why did you take a shot at Constable
I
Cooper?
just told you. Why would I want to do that?
Where,
anyway?
okay, all right. So where were you at 3 o'clock this afternoon?
I was walking. I was trying to get out of this town.
Anybody see you, Glenn?
No, they didn't. I took the railway cutting for exactly that reason. I didn't
Railway
want to be
cutting.
seen.
Is that where we're going to find this gun, is it?
How many times do I have to tell you I didn't take
Now listen,
any
Glenn,
gun?
we're not talking about arson or vandalism, right? We're talking about attempted murder on a police
Now, hold
officer.
it, hold
Now,
it.
hang on, Mr. Rick,
Hold
I'm
it.
not talking to you.
I need to talk to you and the sergeant in private.
The boy couldn't have done it
Why is that, Mr. Rigby?
because he was still with me in the house when somebody took a shot at your mate.
So why didn't you tell us that in the first place?
Oh, I just wanted to put a bit of a scare into him. Thought I could snap him out of it.
Where's the gun?
I hid it in the backyard. What did you lot do for me? Nothing. I love my son. Kept him on the right track. Brought him up by myself after my wife left. You ask his teachers. Up to 2 months ago, there was nothing wrong with him.
All right, so let's talk about this afternoon, shall we? Now, you took your gun and you drove to the commercial, is that right?
I was already passing it on my way home, and I could hear the band rehearsing. You could hear the bloody noise out in the street, and some of the local kids were just sitting around listening. He told me to take steps of my own.
That's not what I meant.
I wasn't going to hurt anybody. I just wanted to threaten them and get him to leave town.
And you found they'd gone out for pizza?
So I did the next best thing. I shot up their gear.
We let you down pretty badly, didn't we?
What?
The police. Now, isn't that why you took a pot shot at Constable Cooper?
I never shot at anybody. Look, honest, the craziest thing I've ever done in my life is taking a shot at that drum kit. And after that, I just panicked and all I could think of was getting this bloody thing home and burying it in the backyard. Honest.
We're withholding formal charges pending a ballistics report on your weapon. In the meantime, you'll be held in custody. Glenn, you're free to go, but I remind you, you're on bail.
When can I go home?
It depends on what we charge you with, mate.
There's money in the coffee tin. You can get a pizza delivered. Did it for you, son. Can't you understand that?
You reckon the band was sick, but you were the one walking around with the gun in your hand.
Well, look at that. Mr. Toomey's hit the headlines again, eh?
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? Front page of a city paper. Bloodstained Angel leaves trail of disaster.
Yes, complete with picture as well.
You know, people would pay squillions for this type of publicity. If we didn't already have Jay Rigby, I'd swear she was behind it.
Who says we got him?
Come on, PJ, we both know what the evidence is. I hate to admit it, but it was his shotgun.
No, it wasn't. Now, the ballistics report came through, and it's been proven that the shot fired at Adam came from another gun.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I just had this feeling that it was publicity. But who would have thought that Jez would go out there and kill her own wabbit?
I didn't say that it had to be Jez Cameron. You know, PJ, there are other people who would benefit from this.
Yeah? Uh-huh. Who?
They're leaving.
Thought that'd make your day.
Well, it helps. Yeah, well, PJ, in the spirit of true cooperation, Carla has decided to cancel the rest of MCD's engagement.
Oh, don't flatter yourself. I don't jump just because you say to. They walked out on me. They got themselves booked into some dump in the city, the Dungeon, I think it's called.
The Dungeon's one of the coolest venues in the city.
It's pretty good timing, eh?
My thoughts exactly. Carla, when did they cancel on you?
Last night.
In other words, before this story broke. Who broke the news to you?
Their manager, of course, Lucy.
You've had a lucky break, Mr. Diamond. You mean about the new gig? Well, I always had faith in the band. It was only a matter of time before we got our chance.
You want a gun, sir?
Do I look like a sporting shooter?
Well, that depends on the sport. Now, can you tell me where the girl is, please?
Gone. The boys too. I was just about to follow you. Lucky you caught me.
Oh, good. Then you won't mind if we take a really quick look inside, will you?
Will that really be necessary?
Well, if it'd be easy to get a warrant, we can.
Oh, there's no need for that. Be my guest.
He's gonna cut. So how long was the form? You're not obliged to say I'll do anything. It's anything to say I'll do if I've used an evidence against it. You understand that?
I sacked him.
How come?
You need Lucy if you're playing the back room of the commercial. But if you're playing the best gig in Melbourne with a record deal around the corner, you need someone better. I told him this morning, but I didn't know I'd go berserk, did I?
Had he told you that he'd been pulling these stunts and feeding the stories to Paul Toomey?
Well, if you told me that, I might have changed my mind about him. Didn't know he had that sort of energy.
Miss Cameron, I thought your music was supposed to be truthful.
The truth is, this is a bloody tough business. I'll do what I have to.
She was finished when her boyfriend OD'd, you know. I was the only one who saw their potential.
Come on, she sacked you. Now, you don't have to protect her now.
She was in on the whole thing, wasn't she?
It was brilliant. I took the past, moulded it into the present, and created a future star.
Mate, you created nothing. You just hitched a ride.
She dumped you. Now, look, just don't let her get away with that.
No. No. She's going to be a star because of me. All my life I've waited for this one. You think I'm going to let it go now? No. She had nothing to do with it. It was all me.
Jay Rigby, you are charged with criminal damage and firearm offences. You will be bailed to appear before the Magistrates Court on the 17th of May 1997. Do you understand the conditions of bail?
All he had to do was keep his mouth shut. We'd never have believed you. We thought you had the gun.
He's a bloody hypocrite.
He got angry, lost his judgment. You can't tell me you don't know what that's like. Look, he made your life miserable because he thought you were doing something that was bad for you. He only told us the truth about the gun because he suddenly realised you were in real trouble. He did it for the same reason both times. He loves you.
Right, Mr. Rigby, you're free to go.
Thanks. You coming home?
Like there's somewhere else to go.
We can always arrange something if you want. It's up to you.
No, it's all right. I'll come home. If I can play my music.
As long as you keep it down to a double roll.
So, what do you reckon?
How would I know? Oh, you'll probably get home, put that stupid CD on again, and it'll be on again for young and old. Don't expect tolerance towards the younger generation from me, McKinley.
The thought never crossed my mind.